Good morning to one and all. Myself, Bhavisha Shukla. Today, me and my team members, Sabha Mukadam, Khushbu Bhandari, Miloni Zaveri, and I will be covering a topic on different types of print media. Answer to this print media question arises, what is print media? Answer to this point is media means of mass communication in the form of printed publications. Next slide, please. The phrase the media began to be used in the 1920s. First of all, when it started began to be used in the 1920s, it started giving a very mobilized area where it could be faced. The invention of print media started throughout the Europe and started to be used in wider concept. A printing press in a device for applying pressure to the inked surface resting upon a print media such as ink-based. John Gutenberg is usually cited as the inventor of the printing areas. The Chinese were the first to invent the printing ad. They made wooden blocks to print letters during the period of the Tang dynasty in 600 AD. The oldest known serving printed work in a wood block in a Buddhist scripture of 684 AD. It is now established in the Calligraphy Museum in Tokyo, the capital of Japan. Next slide, please. From consumer to prosumer. The older form of media forced the audience to be passive consumers of the content provided to them. The new form of media allowed the audience to not only consume content but also produce content. Multiplicity of delivery platforms. Unlike old media, the new media can be delivered on flexible smartphones, tablets, and laptops, PC, etc. The use of multimedia. Print media, for example, only uses text and still messages. Electronic media uses a number of codes, stilling and moving the image, etc. Interactivity. New media allows for greater interactivity among the food producers and consumer. Audience can give instant feedback to the reporters, news channels throughout their Facebook page and Twitter pages. Scope and reach. Newspaper circulation is bound to a certain physical space, and TV content, unless uploaded on the internet, remains the same. Therefore, older forms of media are limited in their scope and reach. New media, on the other hand, is far wider in its reach and scope. Once anything goes on net, it becomes accessible to the goes on the net. Further, it will be explained by Khushbu.
Thank you, Bhavisha. Today we'll be discussing various forms of print media. That is magazines, brochures, pamphlets, leaflets, flyers, and direct mail. Magazine. A magazine is a periodical publication that is printed in gloss-coated and matte paper. Magazines are generally published on a regular schedule and contain a variety of content. The main leading ad agencies of magazine are Crayons Advertising, DDB Mudra Group, Social Pulsar, the charges of which are between 2 lakhs to 4 lakhs depending on the client's requirement. Benefits and limitations of magazine. Higher quality physical product. Magazines printers use glossy, high quality paper than newsprint. Targeted lifestyles and demographics. Because magazine readership is segmented by gender, interest, or industry, advertisers can choose the most relevant publication, long period of relevance, and usefulness. Magazines contain information and articles that can be useful for months or years, such as recipes, research, and information pieces. High level of reader engagement. Readers are engaged in reading magazine articles rather than being passive observers. Limitations. Low frequency. Magazine subscriptions often reach readers mostly monthly. Other readers may purchase magazine inconsistently. Expensive. Advertising in magazines can be more expensive than advertising in newspaper. Competition. Many magazines have similar audiences, which leads to increased competition by reader attention and ad space. Suitability. Display ads. Suitability of magazine display ads. Display ads are easiest to recognize. They are expressed using digital display images, graphics, and words, heading being in bold. Thank you. Next slide will be explained by Sabha.
Thank you, Khushbu. Now I will be explaining you about brochures, pamphlets, or leaflets and flyers. Print media like brochures, pamphlets, and flyers encourage customer to read or interact with the material almost immediately. The more times your customer interacts with your brand, the more likely they are to buy from you. They are a great print source to offer people more information regarding your services and products. Often these terms are used interchangeably, but they are different from each other and serve different purposes. So, the leading ad agencies for brochures, pamphlets, or leaflets and flyers are Blue Cactus, Techwind Private Limited, and Grandiose Digital Media. Next slide. So firstly, we'll be talking about brochures. So brochures can be used to promote a product or service offering in a detailed manner. Since it can contain maximum of 8 pages, brochures are printed on large sheets which are twice as large as the closed size of the brochure. They are letters of introduction from a company or event whose purpose is to provide specific information to the general public. This is why the brochure advertising is still useful. It is important to use brochures to transit, reinforce, and guarantee a good company image or a brand quality. Benefits of brochures versus advertising benefits. So there are many advertising benefits of brochures, such as it can hold lots of information, and attractive brochures grab a person's attention easily. Then saves time. They are easy to distribute and can hold a lot of information in just one piece of paper. Then disadvantages, printing expense. Brochures may offer advantages like flexibility of design, but printing them still incurs some cost. Because they are so easy to distribute, you might print a great deal more to be confident of reaching enough people. Then limited space. So brochures are small and are limited by the amount of space available to showcase a company or a product. Because when you want to give information of company or a technical product, you require more space, and brochures is usually limited to only 8 pages. Then environmental concerns. A brochure, even when printed on recycled paper, is not an environmentally friendly means of advertising because a single brochure generally reaches a single customer. By contrast, a radio message reaches thousands not and are not added to the garbage stream. In addition, inventories of brochures are not always exhausted because they expire, require changes, and therefore are waste of paper, toner, and ink. Next. Then pamphlets or leaflets. So pamphlets are also called as leaflets. It involves process of making customers aware of a new product or service of a company by a company or individual that they are offering. So benefits of pamphlets are, first, it is cost effective because in comparison of other marketing efforts, pamphlets are significantly cheaper to produce and distribute. The ability to truly reach a large number of people with pamphlets without spending too much money is a definite advantage. The creativity is all yours. You can be as artistic and fun as you want with pamphlets. From the design to the message of the layout, the creative possibilities are endless. Make sure your pamphlet is exciting yet refined. Don't overload your potential client with a sea of information. Always be selective to ensure the main message is seen. Then pamphlets can convey a lot of information. The final benefit of pamphlets is that they can communicate a wide range of information. You also can and should use images to virtually communicate your message. Then disadvantage, it is considered dismissible. So uh, firstly, that given the prevalence of junk mail, it is easy for your leaflet to be lost amongst the other things posted through a letter box. Then depends on careful marketing analysis. So leaflet campaigns need to be carefully planned because poor targeting of audiences will lead to low catchment rates. So therefore, if the leaflet's quality is poor, such as printed on standard paper from a home printer, there is a higher chance of your leaflet being discarded. So you should consider where your target audience can be found and the time of the day you will hand out the leaflets in order to make the most impact. Example, advertising a dog grooming service at a local park or place where the pet activities, where place known for the pet activities is a better alternative than simply handling them out on a busy road outside of a clothing shop. Then the last is permits and permissions. So leaflets are designated throwaway materials which means that in many places, particularly busy cities, they need to abide by general littering laws. So permits are different based on location, where and how you choose to distribute your leaflets. Posting them through letterboxes requires no permit, but handling them out on street does. So legally, you may not be required to get a permit in order to hand out leaflets within a building, but it will always be better for community and intra-business relationships to ask permission before you do. Gaining negative attention as your first impression will never be a good marketing strategy and will only poison people's opinion of you. Be a respectful and considerate business owner. Next, then flyers. So they are same as pamphlets, but is smaller than pamphlets and is a single glossy sheet and not folded, suitable for promoting a sale event or a product or service. So benefits is cost effective. So computer can be used to design one flyer, and from there many copies can be produced through a photocopying machine. A company may consider having high quality flyers, therefore they will use digital or offset printing, which is not much expensive when producing many lots of copies. This is another advantage of flyers marketing. They don't require a lot of money to be printed. Some can be printed on both sides and can be produced for as low as few coins per flyer. Then effective message delivery. Since they are printed out to pass information, they are more simple with large fonts and with few words. This is because they are supposed to persuade a consumer towards buying a good or service. Then easily produced. When it comes to marketing of flyers, they can be prepared and launched within a day. It does not require professional designer for it to work, although it is still recommendable. Then disadvantages easily dismissed. So some customers may discard flyers due to the simple nature. It is also a well-known truth that many people don't even read the information contained in the flyer, or they will read it for a few seconds and then throw away. The second is short-term impact. So flyers lack the long-term impact on customers, just like any other marketing method. A customer can be convinced and buy a product, after which he or she will not use or keep the flyers. So they are not like television advertisement where a product is regularly advertised, making customers get used to the product. So this was from my side. Sorry, the next slide. The last is suitability of these. So first is a brochures. So brochures, since it contains many pages, so you can easily promote a product or a service in detail. Then pamphlets and leaflets. So creating awareness of a new product or service. Since it contains a medium level of pages, you can use it to create awareness about your product and service. And the last, flyers, it is used to promote a sale or an event of a product since it contains only one page. Next. This was from my side about brochures, pamphlets, leaflets, and flyers. Up next is Meloni to speak about direct mail. Thank you.
Thank you, Sabha. Now I will start from the direct mail. So the meaning, the direct mail is a type of advertising medium in which messages are sent to target customers through mail. So it includes informational flyers or postcard promotions delivered via USPS to the home or business address. The leading ad agencies for direct mail services are Gunderson Direct, the Greetable. The third one is SWS MQL. The next slide. So there are benefits and limitations for direct mail as well. So the first benefits of the direct mail is highly specific audiences. The companies can pay for the mailing list filtered by zip code, income level, or the family size, and more to reach individuals and families most likely to purchase the products and services. The second is convenient and free for consumers. The customers do not have to make any extra effort to see any of our content. They can see it directly, so it is convenient and free for them. The third is opportunity for creativity. Direct mail provides an opportunity for advertisers to invoke creativity to gain many readers' attention. The fourth is personalization. The advertisers can personalize mail with recipient's name for the direct mail. The limitations part. So the limitations, the first is high cost of creation and demographic research.
The direct mail can incur high cost if advertisers purchase extensive lists, send a large quantity, or use non-traditional sizes or shapes. That's the first limitation of direct mail. The second is time requirement. The direct mail requires advanced planning for creation, delivery, mailing, printing, and stuff. The third is low response rate. The most direct mail recipients do not respond to any of the mailers. The next slide. The suitability of direct mail. Okay. So the brief message about that is the mails are suitable for brief messages to our target customers, typically used for reminders, special offers, and personal selling. It is the most cost-effective method in the print media. The next I will call upon Bhavisha to carry on.
Thank you, Miloni. Now I'll be explaining the metrics for performance and management. Set measuring goals. Make sure your campaign is aligned with your original objective. What are you asking your customers to do? Go online, visit your store, or call to the inquirer. How will you measure this? What data would be most valuable for you to measure as a result of your door-to-door campaign? Sales or size of sale, visits, appointments, and made donations. Next is record your data. What is great about print campaign is that you can learn what does or what does not work. You can see if one campaign has worked better than another, and this helps you to evaluate what you do in future. Campaign tracking. Make sure you can track your responses using a code or coupon can help. Check your website can measures how many visitors come in. Consumer survey. There is no harm in asking your customers directly or through a short survey about how they found about your product. Did they discover you through your print marketing, word of mouth, or did they simply walk into your shop, or either of curiosity? Phone number. Set up a dedicated toll-free number that automatically forwards to your business line. You can track the many calls coming through that line to determine your responses rate. Trackable URL. Includes a campaign specific URL on your direct mail piece that leads to a custom landing page on your website, something like www.landspacing.com #freemoving. For example, by creating a URL that's unique to your campaign, you will be able to see how the site's analytic tools to your determine the products. QR codes. You can add a QR code to your mail piece that goes to a customer landing page of your website whenever someone scans it. You can then track how many people visited the unique landing page in your website analytics. Next is coupon codes. Includes a coupon code on your mailer that recipients can redeem in your store, on your website, or over the phone. If you accept codes over the phone, just make sure your staff is asking about the code each time. Creating a social hashtag. Creating a hashtag that customers can use after seeing a print campaign can both track success and increase online engagement. For one notable example of this idea is Coca-Cola's #ShareACoke campaign. The hashtag originated on the labels of Coke bottles that were personalized with the names of their own. ROI, revenue campaign ROI. Also known as return on investment. ROI is a simple sum which considers the cost of your particular print campaign to your business and what the business get back in return. aka how effective was your campaign. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.